So, good evening. I'd like to give you a few suggestions or ideas for a good night's rest. So, you will have by now listened to some of the instructions, and you will have also practiced just being with your body. And hopefully there is a bit of peace, a bit of calm, a bit of joy, a bit of relaxation that has already been able to grow now. So we want to make sure that we protect it, that we guard it, that we respect it, and that we even deepen it. So let's not get distracted with all sorts of things. Have a quiet evening and take that energy with you to bed. And then once you have settled down in your bed and you lie there comfortably under your blankets, I don't know if you're a person who takes a shower in the evening or has a cup of tea or has some other kind of ritual to wind down, so please do those rituals, as long as they're not, checking the news or, I don't know, writing messages or checking messages. And these things are not so useful at this time of the day in general, and definitely during a retreat. They take away our minds into the world again, and they take away the peace that we have gathered. So we kind of scatter the mind again, and that's not really what we wish to do. Anyway, so make sure if you have a ritual, please do that ritual silently, just being there, observing, watching. And then when you're in bed and when you're ready, then you can again stay with your body, as we did in the last meditation. And when we are in the present moment, when we let the energy flow into this quality of knowing, this quality of being there, rather than the quality of doing things, fixing things, arranging things, controlling things, then the body relaxes, and then we relax, and then we can drift off into a deep, peaceful sleep. Now, if you have practiced meditation for a while and your mind is quite used to this, what sometimes happens to people is they do this in bed at night, and instead of falling asleep, they actually generate energy in their mind, generate wakefulness, generate happiness. And that is something which will attract them, draw them in to such an extent that they don't actually fall asleep. But that is not a problem, because if that happens naturally, then it's the mind which gathers this energy. And then you can just let yourself be with that energy and see how far it carries you. Because if this happens naturally, then the body actually drops away. And the body and the organs and all these things, that's what really needs a rest. If the mind is awake and powerful and happy because of meditation, not because it is engaged in thinking and mulling things over and trying to solve things, then it is actually also gathering energy instead of losing energy. And especially during a retreat, this is fine. You don't have to get up early the next morning. If you have set this time aside to do a retreat, then you can sleep when the body needs to sleep. And you can meditate when the body is happy to meditate. So you don't have to be a prisoner of the clock as you usually do in day-to-day life. So please try and see if you can take this practice of just being into sleep with you. And then as we build this energy, as we gather this energy, then it will be there for us again as well when we wake up in the morning. So usually we have to set an alarm, we have to be up at a certain time. Again, I hope that is not the case for you now, so what about not setting an alarm at all and just seeing how much sleep the body actually needs? And then when you wake up, check in with your body. Not with your thoughts if they're there, not with your worries, not with your concepts how it should be or shouldn't be, and you haven't slept enough or you have slept too much or whatever it is. Feel into your body and feel how it actually is. And if you have energy, if you are happy, if you are refreshed, then get up without looking on the clock and sit. If you sit and you realize you are tired, no problem. You can always go back to bed. When you do take time off on a retreat, you can do that. Another thing which I just wanted to mention, which sometimes happens to me, and by me mentioning it, you might also become aware that that's something that is happening for you sometimes. You know, on some days you wake up and your mind is quiet, your mind is peaceful, there's hardly any thoughts going through it. And you just kind of rise and it's great. You are in this just being energy. But sometimes you wake up and you're in this kind of thinking, problem solving, problem finding kind of energy. You're caught. But when you realize and when you just kind of step back, switch back into feeling, into being, then it sometimes just drops away. You can remind yourself that you're actually lying in bed, that your body, hopefully, from sleeping for a while is not sore, but relaxed, and it's cozy in your bed. It's nice in your bed. So just feel that coziness, that niceness, that happiness, that relaxation, that joy that is there from just lying in bed. And then you will realize that you can kind of snap out of that mind state. It's not something you do with force, but is something that sometimes happens. It's just like a little shift. It's a little stepping out of. And then you hang out there in this beautiful place of just being for as long as you can. It's possible that, it's like with a radio or with a TV where there is many different channels and you happen to see or to feel yourself kind of switching back and forth between those different channels. So that's okay. But what we are cultivating is to try and tune into and find that just being channel, and then stay on that frequency. Listen to that frequency, be with that frequency, resonate with that frequency. All just words, but I hope that they resonate with you, that they resonate with something deep within you, that they make sense, and that you're willing to try and see what happens.